Hello, everybody. A very, very good evening to all of you. Today, it's our first live session on YouTube via our open mic, the first open mic session, which we are coming live on the YouTube channel instead of our Facebook community, our United by Ink Facebook group. We have always done our live sessions of our open mic on our YouTube, on our Facebook community, but there has been a lot of requests from people who are not on Facebook. So, but we love all of you. We can't be unfair to the other viewers and people who give so much love via Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all our YouTube subscribers. Thank you so much for your patronage. Thank you so much for giving so much affection and love and the courage which you have given us, that we went on for 4 years. Yes, we've completed 4 years. UBI has completed 4 years on 2nd of February, which you all, I think, know about. And you all were a part of the celebration which we did. And yes, today, but not a very happy start or a happy moment for me personally also. And I know we all loved Lataji. Everybody knows that everybody of us in India and abroad, everywhere worldwide, all the music lovers are mourning for her demise. We've actually lost a very, very big gem. I must say, it's the loss of not only the country, it's the loss of the world. For all music lovers and non-music lovers also, whoever had a little bit of humaneness in them would connect with her, would connect with her voice across any language. Her voice, her music connected souls across boundaries. So we do pay a tribute to the soul, departed soul, Lataji. We pray that her journey ahead will be smooth, and I'm sure her life has inspired so much. Her voice, her songs has inspired so many people. We will all stay connected with her throughout, in spite of her leaving the world in the physical form. And a personal loss for the UBI community also. We all have read Kamla Malani Auntie's writing. Her husband passed away 2 days back, Sundr uncle, we call her uncle fondly. He is a regular visitor or part of our prayer sessions. We do hold UBI praise together sessions every week, and he is a part of that special session every time, always blessing all of us. We just want to say that Kamla Auntie, we are here with you. Kamla Malani ji is a very senior writer from the group. We are here with you in this moment of grief. And with these prayers, we will continue our session now. Going ahead, I will hand over the stage to our host of the day. We have Aruna ji from Mumbai, who is hosting the show today. I think everyone has seen her and met her and heard her. And yes, Aruna, how are you? I think you muted again. Just click once again.
Am I audible now?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Sapna ji, for that introduction. Yes, I've been here before, and it's a lovely place to be with all the poets. Yes, and thank you so much for inviting me. It's a great honor. So,
and okay. I must mention Aruna, who doesn't know you, but then yes, and she's so humble, you know, everyone. We ask for introductions, and this lady out here holding such huge, maybe a professional and non-professional, the hobbies which she holds very close to her heart. a very long resume. I'm very sure on that. But 2 lines she sends. And that really touched my heart. I mean it, Aruna. Such humble souls are really yet to find. Very, very few you will find who will be so humble when after doing so much in life, will just say, yeah, I'm an IT professional. Yeah, I like dancing. I'm a classical dancer. Actor. Yeah, I'm a passionate poet. We all know that. We love her poetry. She does write poetry in English and Hindi, so she just mentions that. And without mentioning the whole elaborate list of all the magazines and anthologies which she has been published in, she's, yeah, I've been published in some. That's so sweet of you. I mean, really, such a down to earth person and a beautiful poetess. I'm handing over the stage to you, Arunaji.
Thank you
The
so
stage is
much.
all yours.
Thank you so much, Sapna ji. Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to all the co-poets and listeners. I would like to thank Shyam Sundr Sharma ji, who has coordinated the event, and Sapna Kekre ji, founder UBI, for her tireless effort in keeping such events live and running. First of all, I would like to congratulate UBI to have stepped into the various communities like UBI Spiritual Soul, UBI Music and Dance Lovers, UBI Food Lovers, UBI at Craft, Art and Craft Lovers, UBI Juniors, UBI Health Warriors and Survivors. Also, recently, UBI has published a book, Health Warriors and Survivors, in new series, Real Stories by Real People. So I'm also grateful for this opportunity to be the host to today's wonderful poetry event by UBI. Best wishes to all our poets and performers. Before we begin our poetry recitation, we would like to remember and pay a tribute to our beloved Lata Mangeshkar ji, who has left us to find her rightful place in our highermost abode. I would like to invite Amrit Kaur Naini ji to do the honors. Amrit ji, over to you.
Good evening, everybody. Lataji has been an inseparable part of my life. Since childhood, I've sung her songs and everything. So I'm glad and I'm highly obliged and privileged to pay my tribute to the departed soul, our dear Lataji. May her soul rest in peace, and her songs guide us throughout our lives. I hope you like this tribute of mine. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Is the music audible?
Yes, it is.
मेरी आवाज़ है, पहचान है, गर याद रहे, नाम गुम जाएगा, चेहरा ये बदल जाएगा, मेरी आवाज़ ही पहचान है, गर याद रहे, हो नाम गूंज जाएगा, चेहरा ये बदल जाएगा, मेरी आवाज़ ही पहचान है, गर याद रहे।
Claps. What can I say? Amidst applauses on a beautiful voice that surely brought Lataji's memories alive, I would like to give a brief introduction of Amrit Kaurji. Amrit Kaur Anand, Naini ji as we call, is a music teacher at a renowned school in Dehradun. She's a Prabhakar in voice, vocal Indian classical music from Prayag Sangeet Samiti, Allahabad University, diploma in tabla from Allahabad University, graduate in Indian classical vocal, and grade 8 in Western musical, vocal rock and pop from Trinity College, London. She plays various musical instruments like keyboard, synthesizer, harmonium, congo, drums, guitar, tabla. She has won several awards in singing competitions. She has composed several songs for school annual functions at large scale, one of them being a song on Dehradun and Uttarakhand that budded from a love for poetry. Apart from her 18-year teaching experience, she also conducts choirs and musical programs, edits audios and videos. Thank you so much, Amritji.
Thank you.
Sapna ji, would you like to say some words? I think you're muted.
I was on mute. Sorry for that mistake. Absolutely stunning, Amrit. I've always admired your voice and your dedication for music and dance, and I really always admire it. And the profile which Aruna ji has mentioned, I would like to add on that. One thing which I'm very proud of, and we really welcome you with open hearts. Naini ji is accepting our community, and she is taking charge of our music and dance lovers community as a moderator along with Divya ji. So very, very warm welcome to the team of UBI. Naini, it's a real pleasure to work with you. I'm sure we will learn so much with you around.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm privileged. And I'm really sorry if I did some mistakes today. My throat is not fine.
I know. I was just about to say that. Everybody, I don't know. I mean, if you all managed to guess it, but I know that she's not well, and I know her otherwise, the voice and everything. But still, since she loves Lataji so much, in spite of having that, cough and cold and everything, garam pani pee ke ya pata nahi kaise manage kiya hai tumne, but really hats off to you in spite of not being well, and that could gala kharab hone ke bawajood gana ga lena is not a joke. Thank you so much for being around. Wonderful. And I'm sure we are going to be listening to your poetry also very soon. Yes, sir, Raji?
Yes, very much.
So handing over back to you.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Sapna ji. Keeping that musical note intact in our minds, let me invite our first poet of the evening, Indu Nandal ji. Indu ji is a teacher from Germany. She is an international poet, anchor, writer, and a YouTuber. She is a president of Mahila Kavya Manch, Germany. Her work has been published in various magazines, newspapers, and 2 anthology books as well. She is a recipient of Reader's Choice Award in UBI's International Ink Marathon. She also has a long list of awards and recognitions in her name for her writings, including a name in Golden Book of World Records. Apart from being a global teacher awardee, an experienced teacher, an international folk dancing runner-up, she has also been a national volleyball player. Wow. I could go on and on with her bio, but Induji, we can't wait to hear from you. Would you kindly take us all to the marketplace of your words? Induji.
Thank you so much, Arunaji, for the wonderful words and such warm welcome. So first of all, I would like to thank Sapna ji, the founder of UBI, and for the invitation, such beautiful invitation for UBI Open Mic. And I would also like to extend my thanks to Mr. Shyam Sundr ji for inviting me, and big hello to all the viewers, audience, and my friends. So one thing I would like to say is that writing is a blessing, especially in such difficult times when we can't reach our near and dear ones during this difficult time of COVID, to keep ourselves sane, happy, and optimistic and hopeful. So we must pursue the hobbies, be it writing, dancing, singing, or anything. So that is very, very important. And, because all these passions, they play a mammoth role, to keep us happy and to make us be, of some use to bring happiness in lives of others, rather than we seeking solutions or what to do and all those things. Like we should be a source of happiness to others through, like we can provide it through our writing or anything else. So I think I'll encourage all the youngsters also to participate. Like today also, I was so happy that UBI, has got a young participant today through Instagram. So keep joining and keep making difference in lives of everyone, and be happy and stay safe. So the poems today, which I have chosen, it is from UBI Inc. Marathon, for which I won the Reader's Choice Award. So I thought that let me share with all of you those poems only. So the first poem, the title of first poem is Marketplace. So though we can't go much today, so enjoy the marketplace through my poem. So that is my intention. So marketplace is always scintillating, remarkable and fascinating. To every shopper, it provides solace. It is exciting and miraculous. People arrive here in swarms, with long wish list and big bag on arms. The sight of uncountable people under one roof is rare. There is matchless happiness in the air. There is so much to look around. Every shop left us spellbound. In between, we took some time to blink, to hydrate, ordered our all-time favorite drink. Everyone around seemed busy shopping, not wasting time in eating or hopping. There was an unbelievable and exciting deal, which made all the shoppers skip their meal. The shops glittered in their own splendor. Streets were filled with grace and clamor. Every shopaholic prays that the market should keep flourishing, because their souls it keeps nourishing. Everyone's happiness will know no bounds when next week their feet will touch the shopping grounds. So this was my first poem. So hope you liked. And now my second poem is Two Strangers on a Journey. So this is also a poem which is close to my heart because it went in UBI and I was awarded for it because of the viewers who are very close to our heart. So the readers and the viewers, they mean the most to the writers, the poets. Thank you so much, friends. So the poem is Two Strangers on a Journey. It is about my second trip to New York. Have goosebumps whenever about it I talk. Had gala time watching the Broadway show, but after that had to go to and fro. After gulping dinner, I hurried towards a railway station. I had never been stuck in such frightening situation. It was midnight. There was no one in sight. It was midnight. There was no one in sight. I gave every corner a fearful glance. I gave every corner a fearful glance. Totally perplexed, didn't know in which direction to advance. Then a figure appeared from dark. Then a figure appeared from dark, which generated in my heart a mixed feeling spark. Which generated in my heart a mixed feeling spark. I was desperately watching. I was desperately waiting for the train. I was desperately waiting for the train. Sherlock Holmes was all the time on my brain. The train arrived. The train arrived. In some kind of relief, my heart dived. In some kind of relief, my heart dived. The train looked deserted and abandoned. The train looked deserted and abandoned. But on seeing a solitary guard, my heart gladdened. But on seeing a solitary guard, my heart gladdened. Throughout the journey, there was a pin drop silence. Throughout the journey, there was a pin drop silence. I was engulfed in scary stillness. I was engulfed in scary stillness. The stranger said goodbye and got down. I didn't know whether to smile or frown. The stranger said goodbye and got down. I didn't know whether to smile or frown. Sometimes I feel all that fear was futile. Sometimes I feel all that fear was futile. Everything would have eased if I had given a smile. Everything would have eased if I had given a smile. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Beautiful poetry, Induji. That
Thank you
beautiful
so much.
rhyming pattern that you've used throughout both the poetries is awesome. And
Thank you so much, Aruna.
would all our participants like to appreciate the poetry that Indu ma'am has just recited? Please, you're welcome.
Absolutely, Aruna. Wonderful poetry, which always Indu has been penning all throughout. And yes, I remember the Inked Marathon, all the viewers and the readers always loved Indu's poetry. And I'm sure today also they must have enjoyed it the best, because she has recited her own poetry in her own style and her own way. That's really
very
Thank
beautiful
you so much,
style of
Sapna
recitation.
ji.
As well.
and
Yeah.
I like that last line when about the strangers. What does it take for a stranger to become an acquaintance, or an acquaintance to become a friend? Is that smile, break the barriers, go ahead, talk to people, don't be scared all the time. Beautiful message, beautiful message.
Thank you so much, Sapna ma'am. The credit goes to you, because you know, I would like to add one thing, that I would, compare UBI with a mining this thing. Because, mining, because it extracts, the treasure of poetry from all the poets, the priceless treasure.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Very well said.
If anyone else would like to say a word or two, how do you feel? I think my throat is not helping me too much today to talk more. So probably, yeah.
Spruha, a little bit louder. It's not very clear. Now? Yes.
Okay. So I love your poetry, Indu. I love your poetry, especially the entire rhyming scheme, the picture that you drew through the poetry. And I think what I find powerful about poetry per se is when you talk about smiling, your words have enough power to make the listener smile.
Well
Thank
said.
you so much.
I
You are
did.
such
I
an
smiled much.
angel, Spruha. Such an angel. I'm so happy that we are connected. You have already filled the platform with your positivity, your love, and your energy and everything. Newness. Big
Wow.
thanks.
Beautiful poetry, Induji, I would like to say. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
you're audible,
Amritji.
Amit.
Beautiful poetry, ma'am.
Thank you so
I
much,
can make out
Amritji.
that you are a teacher. And
Thank you
I
so
was
much.
imagining the way you must be teaching the children.
That's so sweet of you. I love my
Coming
children.
from a teacher, it means a lot, Indu.
Yes.
Coming from another teacher. Amrit is also a teacher, and
Yeah,
teacher
and her
compliment
name,
another teacher is amazing.
yeah, her name, and it purely, reflects in her voice the nectar. Amrit,
Thank you.
great.
All right. Yes, sir.
Going ahead. Thank you for all your sweet words, co-poets. Moving ahead, it gives me immense pleasure in inviting our next poet for our today's evening, Spruha Shah. Spruha is a freelance content writer, a psychology major, wow, and an inspired podcaster who found a safe haven in, I'm so sorry, in spoken poetry, of course. She is passionate about literature, art, and social reforms. Besides being unapologetically vocal about societal and political opinions, as she says, she gets awfully excited when someone yells, "I disagree." Please join hands when we call her to recite one of her intense poetries today. Spruha, over to you.
For the introduction. I'm psyched to be here with presenting to you guys. So, like my bio said, I am I'm a social activist per se. I got an unapologetic opinion about things, and yes, I am a feminist, but I am also a male right activist at the same time. So I'm dedicating my poetry today to men and the idea of toxic masculinity. This entire idea about the society expecting men to be strong and masculine all the time. So it's a poem called Testimonial, and it's from the point of view of a man. Okay. So here we go. I am strong. I am a strong, strong man. February 23, 2020, during the Hindu-Muslim riots in New Delhi, I was trapped under a cart wheel, helpless, blood-soaked. I kept repeating, I am strong. 53 casualties, 200 wounded men, days of raging communalists charging lathis and burning gasoline later, I stood in the courthouse awaiting my testimonial, and the lawyer said, be soft, be soft, be soft. But I was a man, a raging beast all my life. Strangely, though, I felt the opposite in the witness box that day, maybe because today I wasn't alone. With me stood a 7-year-old whom you slapped hard for his doll collection and buried his childhood in gunfights and killer robots. With me stood a 10-year-old who earned a bus slip for wearing pink to school, and just like that, checks and solids replaced his once vibrant wardrobe. And all that remained was a red lipstick well hidden in his bottom drawer. That day with me stood a 12-year-old bawling over a scraped knee, and his mother said, fight the pain, and hush, little baby, because men don't cry. By 15, I came to terms with head smacks being an accepted man's code, pinning the dartboard an answer to every fury, every rage, every burn. But as long as I would come back home, put on my red lipstick, and look in the mirror, it was all okay. Sorry. Yeah. Over the years, people taught me the perks of being a man, the perks that you either embrace or they're shoved down your throat. Gen Z called it peer pressure. So my present for Sweet 16 was the privilege to rate chicks on a scale of 1 to 10. Pretty soon, Playboy became a compliment. At 18, my girlfriend caught me with a red lip. I lost the woman I loved, and somehow I became a two-timing stud in college the next day. The rumor spread like a wildfire, and she never said a word. That 18-year-old stood with me on the stand that day. With me, dear mom, stood a 20-year-old who gave up his dream career in ballet because it was too feminine for you. His priceless point shoes worth a 20 at the junk store. I painted my lips darker that night, put on the tough skin, and said, "It's all good. You'll live." The lessons in secure manhood compounded over the next few years. A banker at 21, the office taught me about workplace harassment towards women. But a woman making a move? A lottery. Their advances, your obligation, their condescension, your pleasure. I was molded into an eligible bachelor by 22. At 23, Sharmaji's son bought an Alto, I an Innova. By 24, the ritual of red lip became my survival strategy to stay sane another day. I wanted to breathe, pause, see the grasses grow. My sister to explore and claim the world. I wanted to be as accountable as her for breaking a curfew, but I got off on penis privilege. For her, it was a declaration of patriarchy. For me, an assertion that I was untouchable, a hunter, never a prey, never a victim. Mother said, "Don't be scared, you are a strong man. Fear is for the hunted," and I would never be one. Then explain me this, mom. Why was I raped at 25? I got home with wobbly legs, washed the blood trailing down my thighs, and never spoke of it again. Be strong, be bold, be wild, they said. I took every bullet the society threw at me, and when my body was gaping holes, I made them tattoos and flaunted them back. And the lawyer said, "Be soft." People made me a hunk of beef they dreamt I would be, ensured I would never feel home in my own skin, a suppressed dam behind my eyes, my body a cage, my face a new mask every day. Even my reflection appeared more distorted each day, like ripples in still water. But that 25-year-old me came close and gingerly said, "No more." So sitting on the stand, I scoured through my pockets and pulled out a silver case. I painted my lips to a deep red and met eyes with an anonymous smile peeking through a wave of gaping faces. That damn smile is all it took for decade-long shackles of desirable masculinity to loosen around my wrists. Nearing the mic, my voice crackled. "I am ready now, Your Honor. Let's begin."
Let's begin.
Let's begin. We have to begin somewhere, right?
Let's begin.
Better begin now. It's very heart-touching. Aruna, over to you. I really just got...
I am spellbound. I have no words, basically. I was thinking, what could I ever say after this, you know? It is marvelously penned, it is beautifully framed, and it is giving you the, you know, the gender-based ideologies that our society has built, you know, and yeah, we have to begin somewhere. It's a very, very great message, beautifully penned, beautiful. Awesome, Spruha. Amrit ji, Indu ji, any words from you?
Yeah, Spruha, that was amazing. I mean, you are so young and a young mind with such intense and pure and beautiful thoughts, you know. And yes, a balance is very, very important. We should not, even the men, the balance is really, really important. They should express their emotions and all. It's very, very important. I mean, being yourself is of paramount importance.
Absolutely.
Rather than just portraying someone else, and by saying that I'm this, I'm that, but within you are also a human being, a tender one also. So it's always a balance is very, very important in life. So nice message, very nice, great, beautiful.
Spruha, you are wonderful. At one point of time, you brought tears to my eyes, and good job. Depth of writing, a lot of depth in your writing. And my daughter would love to hear. I was missing her when I was listening to you. I was missing her. She's also very staunch about things like this and these matters. And I think girls should be at your age. You've written a lot. Beautiful. Beautiful is not the word. I think more than that. Very good.
I will second that thought. Amrit is just now said, and even Indu said, um, the thought process when the youngsters come up with such thought process, it's very fresh, as well as sometimes it is raw. It touches us in a very different way, but it's very important to talk about such issues. It cannot be hidden under cover and just not talked about. One has to, and as Amrit said, her daughter, even I'm remembering my daughter, because the young brigade has a different energy to themselves, and I really admire it. Hats off to you guys who are able to openly talk about it. It's not easy. It's absolutely not easy to say such a thing on a public forum like this. It's really takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage. So really, really congratulations to you, first of all, to be strong enough to put that kind of a topic, a hot topic, as I earlier also said. Yes, we welcome everyone to share their writings and share their voice over this open mic. And I'm really proud that I'm associated and we are all able to be sharing the stage with you, Spruha. Keep up this work and continue the journey. In the beginning, you were saying that you're just beginning. If this is the beginning, where is it going to lead? So hats off.
I'm hoping somewhere you guys are right now.
I am hoping you will be way ahead of us. So, and I'm sure of that. Don't worry. You just continue your work and be truthful to what you feel and be truthful to your writing, and that's all it needs. Stay connected with the world and let the world know all these kind of topics. They need to be talked about. These topics which are just shoved aside. That no, shush, don't talk. No, we need to talk. We need to talk. All right, Aruna, sorry to take your time more.
No, but it did demand some words, more words. Yes, yes.
And we have
yes.
Mildred also on board, if you were wondering if she's joined us or no. So she's come. Yeah.
I just wondered and you spoke out. Thank you so much.
I knew that. I understood.
Yes. So here Mildred is, Mildred de Zoya Par. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Mildred, you're on mute.
Mildred, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good evening to everyone. I came from a province, so I came late. And anyway, I'm here deliver a poem.
Mildred, I'll
Okay,
just
so
introduce you before that. Just a second. Give me a second before I introduce you so that you can come up with your poetry. Uh, so sorry. So Mildred, I was just saying whether your name is pronounced as Mildred de Zoya Par.
yeah,
Wow, that's a nice
that's
name.
correct, Madam.
Yeah, so she is sometimes also referred to as Sappho or Nada in some of her poetic verses. She was a late bloomer in her 50s. She was able to earn a few recognition and name after winning numerous awards and recognitions on various poetic platforms, including the Order of Shakespeare Medal and the Golden Badge from Motivational Strips Poetic Platform. She also had appeared as one of the guest poets in a webinar at Narula Institute of Technology in Kolkata, India, and various other international live interviews based in India. Recently, she has submissions in many anthologies, the latest being Poets Unify World, an anthology by Motivational Strips available on Amazon as well. She also participated in various international reading festivals. Her short stories, mostly winning the major awards, were made into video form via her YouTube channel. Wow. She used to be a former lecturer in various colleges, universities in the Philippines for almost 15 years. Currently, she's teaching as a senior high school teacher. We welcome you warmly. Join me in inviting her to present one of her poems. Mildred, welcome. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, shall I proceed to my poem now?
Please do.
Okay. Okay. So this is all about poetry. Hail Poetry, that's the title. Hail, true poets, hail. Let our hearts bleed, or let it heal thy poet's wounds. Oh, let it move a soul's emotion and move towards nobility for a nation. Poetry is my passion, my own true creation. Or else I would not waste my time scribbling holy words in a rhyme. Let it serve its purpose, highest exaltation. Let no one defile its creed. It's entirely of a pure breed. Long live poets and the classics, Chaucer, Shakespeare, and Alighieri. Let's continue their legacy, their poesy. No simpleton should be given any right. We are struggling to deliver our rights, to preserve poetic delight and might, dulce et utile, as its most ultimate purpose. Let poetry live pure, noble, sublime the most. Okay, so that's my first poem. Shall I have another one or?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Mildred, please continue with the second one.
Okay, so this is all about privacy. About privacy. Okay, this is entitled Boon of Privacy. People do not have any right to dig or run your private life. You have freedom of movement to filter away from prying eyes. But being public limelight, people feel as if they own you. They have a say in every move, comment as if they can control you. In private, peace is much restored. You move as much as you want, and you don't need to satisfy anyone, most especially those who snoop around. How irksome to have somebody following your every move. They are intruders who keep bugging, threat to your own repute and judgment. Private life is therefore a happy life. No need to compromise with anyone. Your life is your own. No one can criticize. Life is peaceful. No one can scandalize. How many posts will I have? Can I have another one?
I think you have a couple of minutes more. We can.
Okay, so I'd like to share this one. Writing poetry and advocacy. Writing poetry is such an advocacy. To reach the readers, it's a responsibility. To uphold humanity and people's dignity. To open the reader's eyes to bigger reality. Although poetry is regarded as an art, it bears more than the contents of a heart. Reach out to readers' need for sublimity, not forgetting its purpose and credibility. So a poet must write beyond his border of what he considers worthy of wonders. He should write with both love and integrity, not forgetting its purpose. Oh, be worthy of the reader's time and economy. Dulce et utile, sweet and use, aims of poetry, achieved if poets knew their craft entirely. Written for readers with purpose to be read, poets and readers be blessed, both heard. Okay, I guess up to there only. It's more on poetry. So there. So because I am a teacher and I want, whenever I read something that I guess has less, I want to teach poetry to some people, some readers in a way, because poetry has been given to purpose according to Harris. That's dulce et utile, or sweet and use function. Dulce means delight or something that sweetens the soul, and utile means use. Literature is used as an agent of change and used as a means of teaching morals and in a form of a didactic poetry. So two functions there, dulce, sweetness to the soul, and utile or use. In most of my poems, I use this information because I want to stress it on readers. And some poets, we are having a responsibility to our readers. That is, we should uphold the integrity and dignity of writing, and to also be able to share a higher purpose in our poetry. So there, maybe I've said too much. Sorry.
Very well said, Madam Mildred, because we truly have a responsibility when we have the pen in our hand. It is like a sword, we say. So whatever we pen down needs to have a purpose, first of all, and it should make some sense. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely wonderful poetries by you, Madam. Sapna ji, words from you.
Perfectly said, Aruna. Yes, that pen actually holds a lot of power, and one can really change the look or the whole society by writing good literature and reading more good literature too. And as a poet, as a writer, it's a responsibility of all of us to write good literature and leave good literature for the years to come. And thank you so much for your inputs, Mildred. We really look forward to more such interactions with you, and we would love to learn more with you along with you. Thank you so much for all your work. Thanks once again. And I'm glad you could make it, because I know you're working and the timings and everything were clashing, but still you made it on time. That was so wonderful. Thank you.
Uh,
Dot on time, actually.
it's actually
Right on time.
it is actually school based. So I thought I could make it earlier, but it's school based, and I had to just catch up. And my phone went off because I have no place to charge it on. So
Ah, no
All
I
worries.
right.
was late.
All right.
But
sorry,
you were
sorry.
right on time
All
for
right,
your,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were just I was just checking if you're
Yes,
there
thank you
and you're
very much.
here. Exactly on time. Awesome. So nice, so nice.
Thank you.
Induji, you have unmuted yourself. I think you need to say
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, Mildred, it was a pleasure listening to your poems, and I completely agree that we have, as poets, we have lots of responsibility towards our readers. We should always, make leave a rich message and fill the world with everything good, and it should be like make a world a beautiful place with our thoughts. So it's great, and never compromise in life. That was a great message too through your poem. So it was very nice listening to you. Great.
Thank you so much.
Aruna, just going forward, I would like to really name some viewers who are watching us, if you can
Yes.
give me a minute.
Sure.
We have a lot of viewers on our YouTube channel right now. We have Shyam Sharma ji, as usual. He is the backbone of UBI Openmic, especially. It's his baby, I always say it. And thanks to him, first of all. And thank you, Shyamji, to be around all the time, making it possible. Yes, Simran Kaur is watching us from Malaysia. Sheetal Deshpande is watching us from India. We have someone by name Dharm Kshetre Kurukshetre. I don't know whose idea it is, but thank you so much for being there as a viewer, and he has really liked our work. And Ushaji is there. Naresh Shivani is watching from Pune. Ushaji is again, she's really admired the poetry. Smile is great thing. The voice and the tone bow, Indu, especially for you. And Shashikala ma'am is always around to support us. Thank you so much, Shashikala ji. We have Aruna Sharma, one of our first motivators, top motivators of UBI in the first year. And she has always been a big support. Yes, Kameshwari, who else? I mean, this is really so sweet. Thank you so much, Kameshwari. I always look up to you and want to listen to you all the time. Thank you for being there. I'm really glad that you could make it. And yes, again, Anushka, Aruna, all of them are again and again saying wonderful job. Thank you so much, all the viewers. Whoever has not mentioned anything and are still watching us, thank you to them also. Thank you so much once again for giving
Great.
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much, viewers. Thank you.
Yes.
It is wonderful to
Over
hear
to
some of
you.
the known names as well. It's
Yes.
wonderful that they're watching and listening to us, and the poets. Wonderful. Moving ahead, Amrit Kaur, Naini ji, our next poet, has marked her presence with that beautiful song already. Let us all gear up to witness her penmanship when she recites her song on hope. Amrit ji, please.
I had to write this song for on psychological disorders people and children are facing these days and during the pandemic. And it is basically, I had written it for to compose a song. I write songs usually. So I'll go. My song of hope I will sing. I'm not as good as you all speak, and I'm just a beginner. I'll spread my wings and flutter high. The sun will rise, and so will I. Intense, worried, and anxious me shall break the chains to set free. The gloomy nights will go for sure and bring sunshine evermore. No more will I hide my tears. No more will I hide my tears and overcome my untold fears. Calming down the inner me, the screaming sounds will break free. These disturbing thoughts, I say, will surely fade away. The stress, the panic, and mood swings no longer obstruct my way. Feeling energized and elated, I'm no more frustrated. Happiness and joy stimulated. Ah, I am liberated. Spreading my wings, far I'll go. Defeating the sorrows, I will grow. Leaving behind these mood swings, my song of hope I will sing. Thank you.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Feeling a lot of hope in everyone. And yes, we are going to a phase, a time wherein, we are stuck in a way, and mind wavers and things happen. We don't realize where we are going down, but we need to come up with the hope of living ahead, singing the song of hope. That's a beautiful poetry, beautifully penned down. It is not a beginner's poetry at all. It is, yeah, it is a poetry that will give hope to everyone to live on. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely right, Aruna. It is not at all a beginner's poetry. Whoever said so is a liar. I will not believe it. It cannot be the beginning. Come on, Amrit. It is not the beginning. And I'm really, really glad that I could see a poetic side of you today. Because frankly, I also never knew that she does write poetry. It was more towards, I've always heard her singing. So beautiful. Wonderful song of hope. We all need hope. We all need that hope to keep going and achieve our goals and dreams.
Yeah, these testing times actually, people have lost hope. Many, like
Yes,
even the family members, the one who is sick, the one who is not sick is also feeling hope, and that encouragement is required.
absolutely, very much required in the today's times, with this Omicron, although all over the place, stopping us to meet our own loved ones. And it's really so difficult. And as we all know, man is a social animal. Come on, yeah. The women also are. Women are more sociable, I think. So we really missing those get-togethers. We're really missing those hugging and laughter and booming parties. I really hope that everything comes back to normal soon, and we all can have a live session someday, sometime together. Over to you, Aruna.
Before we continue, can I add something? Yeah. So you mentioned before that it was something related to psych, and I was perked. Okay, I had to listen it through.
My
and,
God.
And I love anything psych, anything and everything psych. And I love how you presented the poem, because usually when you talk about psychology, they talk about the dark side of things. People often forget that psychology is associated with concepts like hope, happiness, and gratitude too. So I love the optimism you brought in. This was much needed.
I always look to the positive side, being a be positive.
Yeah, Amrit, it was great, and the message of hope. If you have hope, you have everything. So that was great. A sense of life is hope.
Thank you, Indu.
So well said, Indu. If you have hope, you have everything.
Everything.
And I'd like also, also like to say that she is the metaphor of flying and soaring high. This is somewhat of a bird. We have freedom, and therefore we can sing and we can, she has sustained the metaphor of a bird and up till the end. Although she didn't mention the bird metaphor, but all the qualities of a bird, like singing, flying high, soaring high, with our ideals, that's very, very good. And it's so refreshing. It's very ideal, very ideal. So congratulations to a very nice poem.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I also loved your poems, both of yours.
Thank
So
you.
I couldn't say that time. Thank you.
Thank you
Wow.
very much. Mhm.
So I think
Okay.
we have reached towards that moment when the person who was inviting each one of you and making sure that you recite your poetry, and we don't want her to escape that moment. And we want Aruna also to share some of her jewels, writing pieces which she has been sharing with us. Even earlier, we've had an opportunity to hear her, but we can't let go of this one too. So, Aruna, I invite you to share your pieces of poetry.
Thank
So
you so
today,
much, Sapna ji. Thank you so much. Um, so it's not very, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a beginner as such, but it's not been a long time that I've started writing. And Shyam Sundr Sharma ji is the one who introduced me to our Yumi and poetry group, Kameshwari, and I host the group. And it is a wonderful experience, to recite our own poetry and learn from each poetry. Every poet who is reciting their poetry, learning each day, and coming up with your own thought process and writing it down, penning it down. As we all are rightly saying that this is hard times, and the writing keeps us sane. Most of my poetry start dark, but by the end of the poetry, I find some verse which gives me hope. So I think this is one of those kinds, and I call it nightmare. So sometimes it is scary, the scary stories that might have you might have heard when you were kids. Sometimes life experiences, nightmares come uninvited and go or stick to you as long as they please. Finding ways to keeping them away is all we can do. Be with the most loved people, they will surely heal you from the trauma. So I found some inspiration from one of my friends who is a writer as well, when he told me about one of his nightmares and the stories about how he went through it and how he overcame it. So this is something related to what I heard from him, and then I wrote this poetry. So it is called The Nightmare. In the depth of the darkest nights, they conquer my inner peace, chase away my sweetest dreams, and lay me buried under burnt ash upon a bed of blood oozing from raw flesh. In the depth of the darkest nights, death clenches on my senses numb and rules my life to soon succumb. A voiceless shriek, my dry skin cries when they cut down my worldly ties. In the depth of the darkest nights, my arid eyes immerse in fright, and throbbing heart gives up the fight. My brain is bound by great turmoil, and my body aches with frequent toil. In the depth of the darkest nights, I call out to you with immense pain. My voice gets drowned away in vain. I'm still clinging on to one hope. I'll come alive if fate does scope. In the depth of the darkest nights, I hear you talk in frequency hushed. You hold my hand as I had wished. You pull me out of my fallen hell. You pull me out of my scary shell. In the depth of the darkest nights, I lie on your lap and slowly weep, slipping into a peaceful, deep sleep. As I know you're here, just by my side, my heart's at peace. You're by my side in the depth of the darkest nights. That's all. Thank you so much.
beautiful. What should I say? I think everyone wants to say a few words here. And Aruna, is it only one we can hear? Anything else if we can share with the world? Something more to bring
Okay.
positivity around and to bring in more hope.
Okay.
Whatever you choose to. I mean, it's just that I know you always bring in something positive with your, poetry. And that's why that hope always
Okay.
happens.
Maybe I'm not sure if it turns out positive or not, because most of my poetry turns out positive at the end.
And
Although
yes,
it starts in a very down phase, but then over the time it gets up and rises, and
or like
yeah.
life, it has its ups and downs. So
And
Correct.
really, your poetry does have it too, and that's wonderful, and I love it.
Yes, I have something called Mind Castle.
Okay, wonderful.
Cause my shattered world I must restore. Cause my shattered world I must restore. I gather ruins and mix with tear, mold it in a mindful cast, and bake it in my burning heart. Cause my shattered world I must restore. I dig deep grounds and lay new floors. Then brick by brick I stay my dreams and put upright my scattered realm. Because my shattered world I must restore. I build a roof that heaven soar, fight back storms with all the might, and pull lack strings to tie them tight. Because my shattered world I must restore. I fill up pails and wash my core, cleanse my heart and hang new bells, build new rooms where brightness dwells. Because my shattered world I must restore. I guard my house with keys secure, and the door says in on my name board, because here I stay in my world restored. Because my shattered world I must restore.
So,
Yeah, that was
yes,
great.
that's very powerful.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Her
Mildred,
poem is
can you
very
say something?
powerful. Very nice, by the use of your images, the castle, the brick by brick is like laying stone over another, making it so strong a foundation. And I really love the images because poem is much better with images like this. Although you're talking about something else, but then you have shown it in the way
Yeah.
you create mental pictures. And this is so very good. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. The imagery probably is coming from, me being a dancer, or me being a stage actor. So there is a lot of story. We are relating to the audience with story, basically. So maybe
Yeah.
that imagery comes from there. Most of my poetries start in a storyline and end somewhere with some bright note. I hope it gives hope at the end of the day.
Yes, Aruna, definitely. They were both the pieces were amazing and inspiring. As you said, it leaves a message of hope and great.
Wonderfully penned, both of them. And I'm sure they both bring in hope along. So really beautiful. Yes, Spruha, you were saying something.
Yes. I loved the structure of your poetry a lot. Like, yeah, you said you just started working on poetry, and I don't buy it. I love the idea of how you've repeated a line over and over again. You've picked that one line, a hook line, but despite your poetry having structure, it still seems very lyrical. And you don't find that in a lot of poetries. I love this line that I noted down. Might not have got the exact thing, but something like, "In the depth of a dark night, you speak with a frequency hushed." I loved it. I loved every bit of it, especially the picture you painted. Yes, you said you use imageries, but your choice of words. That's what
Thank
makes
you.
a poetry awesome.
Thank you so much, Moment.
And I love
Thank
the
you so much.
name, the names you gave to your poems. I really love them. The title.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, these words actually bring in more, it makes you write more, although you're not very confident in your own poetry probably, or you're not very happy with what you've written some days. But when you go back and read it, few like after a year or something, that there is something in it, you know. It is something like maintaining a diary, you know, a journal. And then one day you pick up the journal and read it, and you know that, okay, I had gone through this phase. I wrote down something and I have come out of it. You know, the strength that you bought within yourself, and you have come out of all the miseries that you faced at that point of time. It's a beautiful thing to write it down, you know, to write and then reread and relate and come out.
Very true. I was going through my diary. I was going through my diary when I used to write in childhood, in my childhood days, and I saw so many depressing. I had to write for the psychological disorders, and then I thought I should pick one of these only. Then I said they are quite depressive, and now I don't want to be a depressive one, and I don't write depressive poems at all. I just want to be full of hope and live this life in a bubbly way,
Absolutely.
make people stress free.
Yeah, absolutely. We all need to be. We all need that positivity around us, and no one wants to be positive at this point of time, but still we need positivity for sure, and optimism and hope and freedom from all the negativity. So I'm really amazed. A wonderful evening today. I think we have reached towards the end of the day today, end of the evening, rather, I must say. And how can I thank all of you? I mean, this is such a wonderful gathering. All of you poetesses are amazing. Each one of you has a unique style, writing style, reciting style, and the way you have carried your work along. It is a very unique one. Each one of you have one. So keep going. And we would really want to learn from you all. So many things to learn from each one of you. Courage from Spruha, boldness. Yes, the young brigade teaches us a lot. There's so much to learn from these youngsters. We really look forward to more youngsters coming in and, sharing the platform with others. The oldies also need to look at different topics differently. Frankly, our age group, the elders, we somehow are not able to look beyond the set patterns and set topics and set thoughts. It doesn't come sometimes, But when you listen to poets like Spruha, how you came up with a different topic altogether, which is not very easy to touch on. So we really need such courage also around us. We need hope to keep going. And today we have 3 poetesses who have been working around hope, and the one beautiful smile out there coming from Germany, making us smile together. And yes, my dream is to keep everyone on toes. So just keep writing. Your hands are your toes, rather, for all the thinkers and all the writers and all those, inked souls out here. So yes, keep going, keep writing, and keep sharing. With this note, I would really like to thank Aruna. A very, very special thank you to you. Wonderfully conducted evening, wonderfully conducted session. Thank you so much for all that effort which you've taken in making it possible.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. It's an opportunity to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. And yes, Mildred, all the way from Philippines, we have someone who does such beautiful reviewing. I really would like you to review more of our poems, and if in case you have more time in hand, let's catch up and let's see how more we can give back to the Society of Writers by doing some reviewing and giving them a little bit of inputs on how can and what is right and what is good and what can be enhanced in the poetry which they're writing. So really looking forward to that from you. And yes, I think viewers, they are the big, they are the ones why we are here. And yes, we are here for our hearts. I will not say only, but then without them, we will not enjoy this session. It's them who makes it possible, and then who makes it happening and happy. So thank you so much, each one of you viewers out there, whoever has watched till then. Hats off to you. You have been bearing us for nearly 1.5 hours. So I will say bearing it, though it is not. I know it's just one word, but yeah, don't take it otherwise, and don't take it to heart so that you're bearing. No, you are enjoying, okay? And I'm sure of that with the comments which are coming. And each one of you, thank you so much once again. With this note, anybody else, if anyone wants to say something, after that we will end the live and we can meet in the green room. We will meet Shyamji again in the green room too. Yes.
Yeah.
Over to
Thank you, all the beautiful poets. And I do not wish this to be the last session where we are meeting. So,
No
so
way, we will meet again.
let us all keep in
The
touch.
It's the first one on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
we've begun. So more
Yes.
people, if you know anybody who's not on Facebook and still wants to be on the open mic, call them in.
Very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much.